तं येन तस्मै नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हरे कृष्ण। From verse number 36 to 46, Srila Prabhupada speaks about 6 types of aggressors or anarthas, but in Arjuna's case, his own relatives, friends, grandsons, teachers were his aggressors. Talking about 6 types of aggressors are poison giver. Duryodhana had given poison to Bhima. Second is who sets fire to the house. Duryodhana had set fire in Lakshagraha to kill Pandavas. Third is who attacks with deadly weapons, जो घातक शस्त्रों से प्रहार करते हैं. And we see that when Pandavas were in jungle, they had tried to kill with weapons. And fourth is who plunder riches, जो संपत्ति हड़पते हैं. और हमने देखा है कि जब जुए का खेल खेला जा रहा था तो किस तरह से शकुनी और दुर्योधन ने चीटिंग करके पांडवास के वेल्थ को हड़प्पा था. Fifth is who occupies others' land. Since Duryodhana took away Indraprastha, और वो भी गलत तरीके से उन्होंने इंद्रप्रस्थ को हड़पा था. Kidnaps other wives. यहाँ पर द्रौपदी का तो किडनैपिंग नहीं हुआ, लेकिन सीता मैया का किडनैप किया था रावणा ने. तो हम देखते हैं कि इस पे अर्जुना क्या रिएक्शन देते हैं कि since Arjuna is a devotee, he has a very soft heart and he does not want to kill them and refer Krishna as Madhava. Why Madhava? Because Krishna as Madhava means who brings good fortune, since Krishna is the husband of goddess of fortune. So indirectly Arjuna wants to say to Krishna that Lord, please does not induce me to fight. Arjuna indirectly here, if we see that he is not accepting the instructions, instead he is focusing on Dharma Shastra. He is saying that इतने सारे एक राज्य के लिए इतने सारे लोगों को मारकर क्या होगा, ये तो धर्म के अनुसार गलत है. लेकिन अगर हम यहाँ पर देखेंगे तो अर्जुन यहाँ पर धर्म शास्त्र की बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन धर्म शास्त्र से ऊपर आता है भक्ति शास्त्र. भक्ति शास्त्र यानी वो करना जो भगवान की इच्छा हो. उसमें मतलब जैसे भगवान की इच्छा है कि अर्जुन युद्ध करे, पर अर्जुन युद्ध नहीं करना चाहता, तो इनडायरेक्टली क्या हो रहा है, वो भगवान के डिसीजंस को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करना चाह रहा है, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द मुंडेन अटैचमेंट to the relatives, to the friends and to the family members and to his guru. And we find that, taking my example also, हम भी कभी कभार अपने जीवन में भगवान की इच्छा को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं. जैसे few months back when my grandmother, my nani ma, was on her deathbed, so when I was praying sincerely to Krishna that oh Krishna please save her, उनको आप बचा लीजिए. देखिए अगर आप उनको बचाएंगे तो देखिए आप घर घर में गोपाल जी के रूप में है, तो अगर आप बचा लोगे तो क्या होगा, आपका नाम बढ़ेगा, आपका नाम बढ़ेगा, आपका और जोर जोर से पूजा होगा. और आप एक बार तो मेरा इच्छा मान लीजिए, आपका तो हम हर बात मानते हैं, लेकिन होता वही है जो भगवान की इच्छा होती है और उसी में ही भलाई होती है. तो इनडायरेक्टली अर्जुन के लाइफ को हम अपने से रेफर करें तो हम भी कहीं ना कहीं भगवान की इच्छाओं को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं. फिर आगे हम देखते हैं कि अर्जुन बोलते हैं कि जो राइवलरी पार्टी है डज नॉट नो व्हाट दे आर डूइंग. उनको सामने वाली पार्टी को पता नहीं है कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हे कृष्ण हम तो जानते हैं कि हम सही है, वो उन्हें तो पता नहीं है. उन्हें युद्ध करने दो, मैं युद्ध नहीं करना चाहता, चाहे वो मुझे मार ही क्यों ना दे, मुझे मरना स्वीकार है, लेकिन मैं युद्ध नहीं करना चाहता। क्योंकि अर्जुन एक एक प्योर डिवोटी है कृष्ण के, ही इज अ प्योर डिवोटी ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा, तो ही हैज अ वेरी सॉफ्ट हार्ट। बट हम अगर इसको अपने लाइफ में हम अगर इसे उतारे, तो हम पाएंगे, हम देखेंगे कि हम लोग भी इसी तरह से अटैच रहते हैं कहीं ना कहीं, अपने एंगर से, अपने लस्ट से, अपने मुंडेन वर्किंग एक्टिविटीज से, अपने फैमिली से अटैचमेंट गलत नहीं है, बट दोज अटैचमेंट जो भक्ति में बाधा ला रहे हैं, जो ऑब्स्टेकल्स क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, तो ये सारे अटैचमेंट से हम भी कहीं ना कहीं अटैच होते हैं और कृष्ण को नेग्लेक्ट करते हैं। उनके जो इंस्ट्रक्शंस है जो भगवत गीता में दी हुई है, उनको हम सिंसियरली फॉलो नहीं कर पाते हैं जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस अटैचमेंट। एंड आगे फिर हम जैसे बढ़ते हैं, अर्जुन बोलते हैं कि Arjun says when adharma increases, then the protection of women becomes difficult. Why? Because people will take undue advantage, and due to this, no virtuous child will be born. And because there will be no गर्भधाना संस्कारा, तो क्या होता है, अब युद्ध होगा तो बहुत सारे सैनिक मारे जाएंगे। अब उनकी इतनी सारी पत्नियां हैं, तो समाज में जो स्त्रियां हैं वो काफी डेलिकेट होती है, काफी डेलिकेट सेक्शन होती है वो सोसाइटी की, और लोग उनका, और वो बहुत ही भोली होती है कंपेयर टू मैन। अगर हम देखें, वो ज्यादा दिल से सोचती है, तो लोगों को बहुत इजीली वो वुमेन को ट्रिक कर जाते हैं। तो इसमें अर्जुन बोल रहे हैं कि अगर ऐसा होगा तो स्त्रियां, मतलब उनके साथ गलत होगा। अब जब गलत होगा तो क्या होगा, उल्टी सीधी संतानें उत्पन्न होंगी। उल्टी सीधी संतानें अगर हम आज के जमाने से रिलेट करें तो हम देख सकते हैं, आज कोई वैदिक कल्चर नहीं है, कोई रिचुअलिस्टिक परफॉर्मेंस नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है। आफ्टर मैरिज पीपल गो टू हनीमून और जस्ट फॉर द मियर सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन, एंड आफ्टर दैट दे कंसीव चाइल्ड। और उसके बाद जब चाइल्ड बॉर्न होते हैं तो वो ज्यादातर अनकल्चर्ड होते हैं, टिकटॉकर्स, रील मेकर्स, बॉलीवुड लवर्स जैसे बच्चे होते हैं। कोई बचपन से ही एकदम शाहरुख खान की तरह निकलता हुआ आता है। तो यही सब है, क्योंकि जब बचपन से वो जो कल्चर है, जो वैदिक नॉलेज है, वो अगर संस्कार बच्चों को नहीं मिलता है, पेरेंट्स में अगर नहीं होता है, हालांकि खास करके पेरेंट्स अगर कल्चर्ड नहीं होते हैं, पेरेंट्स अगर भक्ति में नहीं होते हैं, तो उनकी जो आगे की पीढ़ी होती है वो अनकल्चर्ड होती है। तो जैसे अर्जुन यहाँ पर रेफर कर रहे हैं कि अगर पीढ़ी अनकल्चर्ड होगी तो कोई पिंडदान नहीं करेगा, कोई अपना श्राद्ध नहीं करेगा, तो पितरों को जल अर्पण नहीं करेगा। आज हम अपने ये सोसाइटी में देख सकते हैं कि जो आजकल के जो सो कॉल्ड यूथ्स है, इनफैक्ट जो पुराने जनरेशन के जो कुछ कुछ पेरेंट्स भी है, वो भी ये चीज फॉलो नहीं करते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि रूट, जो भक्ति का जो रूट है वो वीक है, वो है ही नहीं। और इसको मैं अपने पर्सनल लाइफ में से देखूं तो मेरी दादी माँ एंड मेरी नानी माँ, my nani ma was very much devoted to the Lord. She used to chant the holy names of the Lord, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, in the Brahma Muhurta time. And she used to recite Gopi Geet and serve Lord Krishna. And on the other side, my Dadi Ma was a very chaste lady, very devoted to her husband, but she was not inclined, she was not much inclined towards the bhakti process. And she never supported me in bhakti, but my Nani Ma, she always used to force me, कृष्ण का नाम लो, गोपाल जी का सेवा करो, तुम कृष्ण भगवान का नाम लो, रामायण का ये श्लोक पढ़ो, गोपी गीत मेरे को देती थी करते हुए। तो क्या हुआ, इन 2018 when my दादी माँ died, I saw, not I was not into the भक्ति process, कल्चर नहीं था, बस डेली सुबह पूजा करना, थोड़ा बहुत जो होता है वो डेली करके मैं निकल जाती थी। वो जो भक्ति का जो एक प्रोसेस है वो प्रोसेस में नहीं थी। आई वॉज नॉट इनटू द एसोसिएशन ऑफ डिवोटीज। तो व्हाट हैपेंड व्हेन शी डाइड, आई डिड नथिंग, कोई गीता पाठ नहीं हुआ, कोई कीर्तन नहीं हुआ, जस्ट एक नॉर्मल जैसे चलता है। क्यों? क्योंकि मेरे को वो जो कल्चर है, भक्ति का जो कल्चर है, एक जो संस्कार है जिससे क्या होता है जनरेशन आफ्टर जनरेशन बच्चे कल्चर्ड होते हैं, वो मेरे पास नहीं थी। बट due to my Nanima's association, after few years I got into Krishna consciousness and in the association of devotees, and I started following the bhakti process. And few months back, when my Nanima left her body, I knew exactly what to do. What happens when a soul leaves the body? What the family member should do for the person who has departed? So I read Bhagavad Gita due to the mercy of Prabhu and Prabhupada. I made them do हरिनाम संकीर्तना. Why? Because भक्ति का वो जो कल्चर है वो आ गया था. और अगर मैं अपनी नानी माँ और दादी माँ को कंपेयर करूं, मैं उन्हें गलत नहीं बोल रही हूँ, लेकिन अगर मैं एक भक्ति के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखूं, इस श्लोक को अगर मैं कंपेयर करके देखूं, तो नानी माँ के अंदर वो भक्ति का जो ये जो भक्ति का जो कल्चर है वो बचपन से उनके पास था. और दूसरे तरफ मैं अगर अपनी दादी माँ को देखूं, उनके पास ये कल्चर नहीं था, ना ही उनके फैमिली में ऐसा कोई कल्चर था. तो दोनों का जो लास्ट का जो प्रोसेस है उसमें बहुत ही डिफरेंस था, ह्यूज डिफरेंस था. और उसके बाद ये जो इस श्लोक को पढ़ने से मेरे को जो 5 रीजन पता चला, लेक्चर सुनने पे बहुत सारा, 5 रीजंस व्हाई अर्जुना डिडंट वांटेड टू फाइट. अर्जुना डिवोटी है, कृष्णा ने उनको यूज किया है हमारे लिए, लेकिन अगर हम अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से देखें, 5 रीजंस दैट व्हाई वी डोंट वांट टू फाइट फॉर आवर भक्ति. पहला रीजन, सांसारिक करुणा, फैमिली अटैचमेंट, मुंडेन फैमिली अटैचमेंट. क्या होता है, अगर हम हमेशा अपने मंदिर, हम संडे में एक, मैं अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से देखूं, मैं मंदिर एक बार जाती हूँ संडे. डिवोटीज के एसोसिएशन में मैं सिर्फ हफ्ते में एक बार जाती हूँ. एंड ऑल द टाइम आई रिमेन विद माय फैमिली और इन द ऑफिस, इन द एसोसिएशन ऑफ देम. एंड आई हैव सीन दैट जब आपके सामने आसपास लोग ज्यादा चुगली करते हैं, और जब आप वो चुगली कथा श्रवण करते हो ना, तो आपका जो हार्ट है वो हरि नाम से ना डिटैच होने लगता है. लेकिन आप उससे निकल नहीं पाते हो. क्यों? क्योंकि आप ना बहुत अटैच रहते हो. अरे हम बात नहीं सुनेंगे तो ये लोग बुरा मान जाएंगे, मुंडेन अटैचमेंट के कारण. दूसरा है आनंद भोग की इच्छा, not renouncing our material lust, that is sleep, laboring hard, anger, bodily pleasure. Why? Because we are attached to this mundane pleasure. जैसे किसी को सोना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, किसी को इंस्टाग्राम खोलते ही रील्स देखने बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, आंखों का सुख मिलता है, ये जानते हुए कि हमारा इसमें टाइम बर्बाद हो रहा है, लेकिन क्यों? आंखों को मजा आ रहा है, हमें हमें मजा आ रहा है. फोकस क्या है यहाँ पे? मजा, आनंद की इच्छा, जिस वजह से क्या होता है, हमारी जो भक्ति है वो कम होने लगती है. तीसरा है पारिवारिक कुल परंपरा का नष्ट हो जाना. जैसे बहुत सारे घरों में बलि की प्रथा होती है, जो गोट की बलि दी जाती है. तो क्या होता है कि बहुत बार जब लोग भक्ति में आते हैं, तो फिर वो जब ये प्रोसेस जानते हैं कि बलि देना गलत है, क्योंकि वो एक जीवात्मा है जो बकरे के शरीर में है, और उसे मारने में पाप लगेगा. लेकिन जब हम ये प्रपोज करते हैं फैमिली में, तो सब घर वाले चढ़ जाते हैं और बोलते हैं कि नया नया भक्ति करने लगी है, तो तुमको ज्यादा पता है, दुर्गा माँ श्रापेगी. तो इसमें क्या होता है ना, दो चीज होगी, या तो हम स्ट्रांग बन के अपने भक्ति में अड़े रहेंगे और अपने हमने जो पॉइंट रखा है उस पर खड़े रहेंगे. और अगर हम इससे अटैच है कि अरे ये लोग तो सही बोल रहे हैं, मेरा सच में कुल परंपरा नष्ट हो जाएगा, इतने साल से तो हम बलि देते आ रहे हैं, अचानक हम ये कौन से प्रोसेस में आ गए, सच में ऐसा कुछ हो जाएगा, इससे भक्ति डाउन हो जाती है. फोर्थ इज फियर ऑफ सिंफुल रिएक्शन. अगर हम अपने बड़ों का दिल दुखा देंगे भक्ति करके, तो हमें श्राप लगेगा, हमें पाप लगेगा. जैसे पहले कितना हमसे बात करती थी, कितना डांस करती थी, गाना गाती थी, ये करती थी, वो करती थी. अभी संडे एक दिन मिलता है, इधर भाग जाती है, उधर भाग जाती है. तुमको बड़े लोगों का दिल दुखाने में आनंद आता है. लेकिन उस वक्त अगर हम उस बात से अटैच्ड हो जाए और अपने भक्ति को छोड़ दे, डिवोटीज के एसोसिएशन को छोड़ दे, इसमें नुकसान एक का नहीं होगा, दोनों का होगा. पहला वो जो भक्ति के प्रोसेस में है, दूसरा वो जो भक्ति नहीं कर रहा है और जिनको हम ट्राई कर सकते हैं कुछ हेल्प करने का, दो यहाँ पर डाउन हो जाएगी. फिफ्थ है confused in taking decisions. Should I fight with my ignorance or negative thinking for improving in Krishna consciousness, or just remain as we are instead of fighting, and becoming better in Krishna consciousness? कभी कभी हम हमेशा कंफ्यूज रहते हैं कि आज अपना माला 16 माला पूरा करे कि नहीं करे. एक काम करते हैं, आधा माला अभी कर लेते हैं, बाकी माला ऑफिस से आने के बाद कर लेंगे. सीरियसनेस नहीं है, अपने अंदर चेंज लाना है, अपने आप को एज अ डिवोटी, एज अ सबऑर्डिनेट टू द सीनियर डिवोटीज अपने आप को उस वे में इम्प्रूव करना है. ये जो कॉन्शियसनेस है, इससे फाइट करना और अपने आप को और बेटर करना, इससे हम कहीं ना कहीं पीछे हो जाते हैं इस अटैचमेंट के कारण कि करे या नहीं करे, बाद में तो कर लिया जाएगा, अभी करके क्या करना है, अभी थोड़ी ना कोई रेस में दौड़ना है या कुछ पा लेना है, टाइम है ना, धीरे 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 करेंगे, धीरे धीरे लड़ेंगे। लेकिन इस चक्कर में क्या होता है ना, हमारी जो भक्ति की जो जो ग्रोथ है ना, जो फास्ट हो सकती है, वो कहीं ना कहीं वहां पर डाउन हो जाती है। ये जो 5 रीजंस है जो हम फाइट नहीं करना चाहते हैं भक्ति में आने के बाद, तो यही था। थैंक यू प्रभु। हरे कृष्ण।
So nicely explained, Shivani Mataji. Hare Krishna. So I'm amazed with the way you presented. You presented precisely on the Arjuna's reasons for not fighting and explaining the 5 reasons. I think you heard a lot of lectures. And second thing, I'm very much inspired by your talk was the way you compared with certain practical examples in life. And how you were inspired by your grandmother. That was became the reason for you to come into bhakti. And another thing which you did, which we'll also do right today, also that aspect. You related Arjuna's 5 reasons for not fighting with our own life, where we are not fighting for keeping serious bhakti principles, serious practice of bhakti. You compared the 5 reasons with 5 things. So that was very, very nice, what you call self-analysis. In our Sanskrit, there are 4 processes, 4 steps in learning. First is called Shravanam. Shravanam means you hear first. And after Shravanam comes Mananam. Mananam matlab you contemplate. Why it is spoken like this. Okay, why Arjuna said this, why Arjuna said that, why Arjuna said like that. You contemplate. And the third one is Nididhyasa. Nididhyasa means you reflect in one's life. Okay, if that is Arjuna's case, this is what happened. So what will happen in my life? What is happening with me? This is called Nididhyasa, reflecting. And the fourth one is called Prachara. That means you speak it, you share it with others. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa, Prachara. The 4 stages or 4 steps of learning. And you very nicely did the first 3. And I hope and pray that you do the 4th one also. More and more. So I was thinking to introduce here few devotees, Shivani Mataji, and I think with Roshni Mataji, all these devotees into children preaching. We have very wonderful material with us on value education based on some moral habits, some good habits, and based on Ramayana, based on Mahabharata, and based on Bhagavad Gita. All material is there. Only thing we need to do the prachar. Get some quality students, children, who are eager to take that input. Basically, children may not be eager, but their parents should be eager to send their children to that type of crowd. Here, if I don't know whether Shankat Mochanpu is here or not. So we are planning, and Raunak Prabhu. These two have to take a lead in organizing these programs at their places, so that the children, we don't have to preach to whole world. You don't have to preach to the whole society or community. You preach only to 2-3 children. That is sufficient. And make them good devotees. So this is what very crucial, important. Like Kamaraj is teaching to his 2 children. Madhav and Krishna Priya. Like that, we have to teach to specific 2-3. Make them into nice. So take this material, try to help more and more. So this way, prachar should happen. So thank you, Shivani Mataji, for your your start was very amazing. And before your start, Murari Gopal Prabhu's Kirtan was so nice. I know Murari Gopal Prabhu as a very committed devotee from his IIT Kadipur type. He's a great, he's a very big professor, PhD scholar. Still, he has a heart of doing mala, making flower garland for Radha Govind. He's a unique personality. And he will also do what you call the Dandavat Parikrama of Barsana in Vrindavan. And recently he organized two Bhagavad Kathas, one in Chikra, which place that is Uncha Gaon, one in Uncha Gaon, the birthplace of I think Lalita Saki. In that he organized a Bhagavad Saptah for all the Brajavasis. He served them, he preached, he did Kirtan there, imaging. And then recently he did at his hometown also in Rajasthan. So wonderful, amazing. Every day morning they used to go for Kirtan, Nagar Sankirtan. It was a very amazing response which people have given. And this is what prachar. In our capacities, wherever we are, we should do some preaching in a small way or a big way, whatever capacity is. Okay. So today I will be briefing on whatever Shivani, or I'll be echoing whatever Shivani Mataji has mentioned in our presentation today. So I will be taking certain slides, to explain that. So first we'll be speaking on the 5 reasons which Arjuna expressed after observing the armies. He was quite moved. Being a devotee, very natural that is moved in the heart, and he expresses 5 reasons why he doesn't want to fight. See, these 5 reasons which Shivani Mataji mentioned, we will try to see more specifically from Arjuna's perspective. Because if you don't understand what is the situation Arjuna is going through, you can never reflect in your own life. Very tough for that. So these 5 reasons, as mentioned, is like this follows. Okay, I'll just take that session. Where it is explained. You're able to see now this slides. I showed where I showed it. Yeah. Yeah. You're able to see here? These are 5 reasons why Arjuna not want to fight, which Mataji also explained. Okay. First is the compassion, the karuna. So what is the compassion which Arjuna expressed? So Arjuna basically was, being a devotee, is naturally compassionate on every living entity. Okay. He is compassionate on every living entity. And now on the battlefield, when he has a responsibility to fight, in order to establish the dharma, you need to fight and win over the opponents. Now his compassion for the bodies of the opponents has become more prominent. See, having compassion, having a good feeling is very important. When it comes to duty, what he did, he compromised the duty for the sake of showing that extreme compassion. We will see more clearly from this particular slide. That will make us to understand this. Okay, yeah. You see, Arjuna started observing and his body started expressing great shaking. His body started trembling. His mouth became dried up. His hands started shaking. His bodily hair stood on end. Such symptoms appear when you are either in great spiritual ecstasy or you are in great fear. Arjuna, when he is expressing these symptoms, it's not that he is expressing these symptoms, he is manifesting these symptoms because of observing Krishna. Who is supreme. When you observe Krishna, God, your hairs on the body will also stand. Your mouth will dry up, and your hands will shake. But here Arjuna is not getting the symptoms because of seeing Krishna, but seeing the opponents, seeing the opponents and also his men on his side. And he saw them not as people standing on dharma and adharma, he's seeing them as people of his own family. Pandava, Kauravas, we are all are one family. That's what he started feeling there. So this feeling which is manifesting in the heart of Arjuna is natural because of devotee. But however, Krishna tells this is one of the reasons why he doesn't want to fight, because of compassion. He started feeling compassion for the relatives' lives. And that is the reason um, he says to Krishna, "Oh Madhava, I see only misfortune everywhere. And this misfortune is observing because of the great attachment." See, something you are very much attached, na, at material perspective, it will not allow you to think on a higher truth. It's natural. Being devotees also, we also go through such problems in life where we become materially attached. We become overwhelmed, overwhelmed. Something is happening in life with someone and then you become overwhelmed. And when you become overwhelmed, that time the principles of dharma are kept aside or compromised. And that time principles of the material or material attachment, that takes very prominence. Krishna becomes side. The real interest for everyone is Krishna, Vishnu. But when you become overwhelmed, भावुक हो जाता है एक पर्टिकुलर भौतिक संबंध को लेके, उस समय क्या होता है, हम कृष्ण को अलग रख देते हैं, उस चीज को बहुत प्रायोरिटी देने लगते हैं. And this is very common among the devotees. Because they are devotees, that is very common. Devotee's heart is soft. That one good thing in Arjuna is his heart is soft and is able to, and this softness of heart is expressed not only in the beginning of war, even at the end of the war, when his own sons, 5 sons of Draupadi were killed. Even during that time also, Arjuna started feeling compassion for Ashwadhama, who killed. So this is very natural. We may not have that much compassion. Your own people are killed, then you may take a sword and cut the throat of Ashwadhama. But Arjuna is thinking, should I kill? It's not proper. What will Kripi will think? Kripi means the mother of Ashwadhama. How she will live alone? Already Drona died in the battlefield. She doesn't have a husband. At least she should have a son. These are the aspects which actually Draupadi mentions, and Arjuna also agrees with it. Arjuna becomes very senti there. So becoming senti at the cost of compromising dharma is not recommended in scriptures. And especially in Bhagavad Gita, that's what we see. What Arjuna was observing in the opponent side is this material attachment. Because of strong material attachment, he felt a strong material compassion. So that is the first reason. His compassion was material. Nacha shaknomi avastatum brahmati vachamevana nimittani cha pasyami viparitani Keshava. Oh Keshav, who is having a very beautiful hair. Keshava means who is having a very beautiful hair. I'm not able to find any good reason why should I fight. Uh, I'm only seeing results which are very viparitani. Viparita matlab very extremely what countering. I'm not seeing any positive advantages. When I sat with Yudhishthir Maharaj while making the plan for Kurukshetra war, I saw many pros. But on the field right now, when I'm observing the army, only I'm seeing cons. There are no pros. I'm only seeing the wrong things. Therefore, I don't want to fight. This is because of the compassion. So he had a strong material attachment. And because of excessive material attachment, he became bewildered. So here, this is what we see very interesting. The second reason which Arjuna gives is enjoyment. See, he is so compassionate, he is ready to give up that war field and go and beg. That's what Arjuna. But why Acharya say the second reason Arjuna doesn't want to fight is because of enjoyment? Is it Arjuna is thinking about his own sense gratification? Acharya say, yes. He is thinking about his extended sense gratification. You see in this chart here. Arjuna cannot enjoy kingdom at the cost of killing relatives. In 31 verse, he says this one. See, that Kurukshetra war is a Dharma Kshetra. It's a Dharma war. It's a war based on the Dharma. And the war is for Dharma. Okay, both have to be taken into consideration. The war is based on Dharma and the war is for Dharma. Nowadays, people are fighting, but their fight may be for Dharma, but the way of means of fighting is not Dharma. Sometimes even good intentioned people, to establish some good thing, they take to wrong steps. Today we heard while coming in airport, I was hearing the news of the attack in Kashmir, where soldiers were killed at morning 3 o'clock while coming on the Indian soldiers were killed by some militants. So people, they have their own sides of the stories about establishing what is good for the place. And while fighting, you see the means they take is very destructive. And in order to protect ourselves from that situation, the Indian soldiers have to really think about how they have to protect themselves. Is it not? So the case in Kurukshetra war is different. The means by which they are fighting is based on dharma, and the end result for which they are fighting is for dharma. Okay. Therefore, it's very clear. Those who died on the battlefield, whether they belong to Pandava side or Kaurava side, whether they belong to Pandava side or Kaurava side, they are sure to go to heavenly planets after their death. Because they are fighting in a dharma, in a dharmic war. It's not like the Islamic jihad. You kill some innocent people who have nothing to do with your rules of the army, and you think that you will go and enjoy in heaven. That is not the aspect here. This is explained in the Ardha Shastras. A Kshatriya who dies in the battlefield, based on the dharma, the war should be based on dharma. That person will sure go back to Godhead. And especially when Krishna was present personally on the battlefield, those who died seeing Krishna, they went back to spiritual world. They got the mukti, Bhishma says. They got liberated. They did not go to just heaven. They got above heaven. They got liberated. So, and those who are renounced in life, when they devote to Krishna, they surely will go to spiritual world at the end of this life. So this is what Krishna's assurance. This is what the Dharma speaks about. Dharma Shastra speak about it. But Arjuna forgot this. Arjuna started feeling what? Because of the strong material attachment which he had, because of the compassion, or you can say because of the strong material attachment which he had for his relatives on the opponent side, he felt compassion. And naturally, because of compassion he felt, he started concluding, by killing relatives, with whom he will enjoy. Matlab, they are also killed. That means he is not accepting the fact that those who are killed in the battlefield, they are going to heaven. Bhishma, Drona, and everyone will go to heaven. They are getting liberated. He is not believing that fact. अरे उनको मार के वो भी मर गया और हम भी इसके साथ एंजॉय करेंगे. And somebody doesn't have impetus for cooking or for eating. For example, like today I came to Chetan's house, so we are thinking in the dinner kya karna. So there's no impetus for eating. Then you say जो भी है थोड़ा हल्का कर दीजिए, हल्का फुल्का कर दीजिए. मान ली किसी का इम्पोर्टेंस है, बहुत खाने की इच्छा है, चेतन दो का बहुत इच्छा है खाने, अलग अलग वेराइटी, तो बोलेंगे मम्मी को ये बनाओ वो बनाओ. हाँ, प्रभु को सर्व करने के लिए, बट उसमें अपना भी कुछ नेचुरल इम्पेटस रहेगा. सो यू आर, बट इम्पेटस नहीं है खाने का, तो कुकिंग का कुछ मतलब नहीं बनता है. सो सेम वे अर्जुना's केस हैपेंड. अरे I can't enjoy alone. I need my parents. Sorry, I need my relatives. I need all my grandfathers. I need my uncles. Everyone with me. We want to go for parties. We want to go for picnics. How will I enjoy without them? So naturally, his impetus for fighting on the battlefield, he lost it. So that's how Arjuna was having the second reason of sense enjoyment. The second reason, which last time we discussed elaborately on this, in the verse number 31, these all come. And then Arjuna says that, oh Krishna, even in exchange of, even if I get the whole kingdom, I don't care. Even if I get the whole spiritual world, I don't care, Vaikuntha. That's what he says. Just, I can't see my relatives dying in front of my eyes, and the reason for their dying is my enjoyment. Okay, my getting the kingdom. I can't be like that. I am okay to compromise and live a normal life and be happy with my family. Even though they do some wrong here and there, no problem. Duryodhana is my brother only. Na? Let him do adharma, no problem. हम लोग चुप के रहेंगे, हम अपना जगह देखेंगे. वो अपना क्या कर रहा हो, साइलेंट रहो, आंख बंद करके रख दो. So like that he is compromising because of his some sort of extended sense gratification he wanted to have with his family of Kauravas. Therefore, he gives many matula, maternal uncles, bhai, brother-in-laws, everyone's names he takes. And then the third reason, or you can see the argument which Arjuna gives, is on sinful reactions. Okay. This is you get into sinful complications. That's what Arjuna is saying. That he speaks from 36 verse to 38 verse. I think the verse 36 we recited last time, which Shivani Mataji elaborated very nicely on the 6 types of aggressors. One who poisons, and she told how Pandava's side, they had the experience of the 6 aggressors, 6 types of aggressors from Kauravas. They experienced that. Actually, Draupadi also was kidnapped once. Jayadratha came and started taking Draupadi. And somehow Arjuna came in between and then he protected Draupadi. Draupadi was also kidnapped. Jayadratha wanted to have Draupadi on his side. So this is most unfortunate. Actually, when Jayadratha was taking Draupadi on the chariot, he found a time when Pandavas were not there during their exile. Already they were in exile. They were in difficulties. And Pandavas went here and there, and Jayadratha came cunningly and what do you call it? She strongly holded Draupadi and pulled her onto the chariot, and Draupadi was crying loudly. And that time Vasishtha, I think Vasishtha Rishi, he was doing some tapasya and he heard the sound of a woman crying for help. He came and he started running after the chariot. A Brahmana is running after the chariot not to protect them. And he realized that how long I will run and how long I can contract. Can I contract Jayadratha like this? Not possible. That time he went and he told Pandavas about that aspect. Our wife is kidnapped and he will taken away. So in Pandavas case, Kauravas were actually aggressors. And according to Artha Shastra, is very important. This principle we have to understand. I think there was some misunderstanding about it. Artha Shastra say that one should kill these 6 types of aggressors. Without any consideration, you can kill them. Who are the 6? These are the Atatais, 6 types of Atatais. Those who give poison, those who set fire on the house, those who attack with deadly weapons, and those who plunder riches. आपकी पूरा कमाई हो, बहुत प्रयास करके कमाई हो, सब कमाई को हड़प लेते हैं, चीट करके. One who occupies others' land, कब्जा कर लेते हैं. आपकी लैंड है, आपने खरीद के रखा एक जगह, कुछ दिन के बाद देखा कि वो गायब हो गया, एक गुंडा आके उसको कब्जा करके रख दिया. और one who kidnaps one's wife, one who's trying to take benefit of enjoying a woman who belongs to other man. So such 6 aggressors, according to Artha Shastra, they can be killed without any consideration. There is no fault in it. But the Dharma Shastras, which Arjuna is quoting here, what Arjuna is quoting is Dharma Shastra. What he says, according to Dharma Shastra, you cannot kill your relatives. You have to maintain peaceful situation in life. Yes, relatives sometimes, your own family people do some mistakes, but they can be forgiven. So what Arjuna is telling, Dharma Shastras are speaking like this, Artha Shastras are saying like that. And when it comes to Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, we should give value to Dharma Shastras than Artha Shastras. But Krishna, you are telling me to follow Artha Shastra, avoid Dharma Shastra. In this way, I'll get into sinful complication. By rejecting what Shastras are saying, I'll get into sinful complication. That is the why Arjuna gives the third reason, sinful reactions. So he is not realizing killing the aggressors is not just Artha Shastra, rather this is the instruction of Krishna himself. When Dharma Shastra says that you have to be peaceful, doesn't mean that you are coward, or peaceful doesn't mean you are coward. You run away from the responsibilities. One has to withstand and fight for the cause. It's like Gandhiwadi. You can't be like Gandhiwadi. You have to be like Netaji. You have to fight for the cause. So that is what Krishna is actually, So rules of Dharma Shastra are certainly higher, but here Krishna, the founder of Dharma, is speaking. He is telling follow Artha Shastra. Then that Artha Shastra becomes the Dharma Shastra. So bhakti is about pleasing Krishna. It's not about following Krishna. Sometimes by not following Krishna, you may be actually pleasing Krishna. That is very high level subject, which pure devotees like Bhishma Deva was doing it on the war field. He's actually siding on the Kaurava side, but he's a very great devotee of Krishna. He was actually shooting arrows and making Krishna to bleed, and like that giving pleasure to Krishna. Just like a devotee throw a flower on during Pushabhishek, like that Bhishma is throwing arrows on Krishna. And that Bhishma is also enjoying, and even Krishna is also enjoying. Bhakti is about pleasing Krishna. But being sadhakas, we don't take unfavorable way of pleasing Krishna. We take means by which favorably we please Krishna. What is favorably to please Krishna? Okay. So here Arjuna is supposed to follow what Krishna says. What Krishna is directing. He has to please Krishna, not be pleased by being with his family members. And therefore he felt that by following the Artha Shastra, I am compromising the Dharma Shastra of being peaceful. And in this, we'll get into simple complications. Getting? So this is what we see in the Arjuna continues fearing about sinful reactions by destroying family. Okay, we'll read this. So this hours onwards we'll be reading. Okay, we have only 15 now. We'll go another 20 minutes. Okay, so please keep yourself till we complete the 46th verse. Okay, Hare Krishna. Because already Shivani Mata is elaborated on that aspect, so we will go. Yeah. Somebody would like to recite Kamaraju Prabhu. Please recite 37 and 30. You're there? Haribol? Kamaraju?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. You repeat after me. Okay. 37th verse onwards. Yadyapi etena pashyanti
यद्यपि एतेन पश्यन्ति
योगोपहत चेतसा
लोभोपहत चेतसा
कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं
कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं
मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम्
मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम्
कथं न ज्ञेयम् अस्माभिः
कथं न ज्ञेयम् अस्माभिः
आपद् अस्मानिवर्तितुम्
पापद् अस्मान् निवर्तितुम्
कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं
कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं
प्रपश्यब्धिर्जनार्दन
प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन.
So Arjuna is not ready to fight. He is willing to give up, but the opposite side is not willing to give it up. They want to fight it. That's what Arjuna also says. Arjuna is saying that they want to fight it. So can somebody read the translation of it? You have with you? Raju?
Prabhuji, translation is here in the slide.
It is not there. You have to read separately.
I'll just open. Sure.
Okay, I opened it. Fine. I'm reading. Okay. Oh Janardhana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engages in the acts of sin. So they are unable to see because of greed. There are a lot of sinful aspects are there, and especially destroying the family. They're not able to see the sin. At least we should be more sober. हम तो धीरज रख सकते हैं, हम तो शांत रह सकते हैं, because we can see the crime is there, a lot of sin is there in this destroying act of sin. So in this way, Arjuna was mentioning to Krishna about why they are fighting, because they are occupied their mind with the greed and they're not able to see the simple complications. Arjuna says due to greed, the opposite party is ready to fight and kill each other. Arjuna understands the result of the war, destruction of the family. He sees no benefits in participating in this simple activities. So families are going to destroy. So many women will become widows there. We have, many of us are blessed, many of the ladies to remain lifelong, what you call, blessed with Mangalya, auspiciousness. And now we'll only kill everyone. So this doesn't look very good. They are eager because they are blind, they are greedy. But we should understand that aspect. Therefore, he says better not to fight. If we are not fighting, how they will fight? And then he gives the fourth reason, which he elaborates very prominently in this. We have discussed the 3 reasons. The first reason was Arjuna is saying of his the material compassion. Because of material compassion, he starts feeling that it's not appropriate. They are our family members. Let us compromise on dharma, not issue. Second is, he is thinking about his own sense gratification. Just having a kingdom, all heaven with me, how will I enjoy without my family people? The third one is complication in simple activities. How can I compromise Dharma Shastra of being peaceful as family at the cost of killing aggressors? But they are more than aggressors, they are my family members. How can I kill them? He was not getting an impetus to fight. And then here also he says, so many, so much killing, so much sinful activity. He is not seeing killing as a duty. He's seeing killing as sinful sin. That is the main mistake, or you can say main diversion which Arjuna's consciousness is going through. And now he gives the fourth and very powerful reason. See, Arjuna did an amazing analysis. Okay, itna analysis normal Duryodhan ये सब भी नहीं कर पाएंगे. Because he is a devotee, he has a clarity. Being a devotee, because of studying under the Gurukul, getting a lot of training, he has a clarity. And he says the fourth reason, destruction of family tradition. 39th verse. Yeah, who will read? Akash Prabhu. You there? Haribol?
Hare Krishna, we done.
Yes. Kulakshaye pranashyanti.
Kulachaye pranasyanti.
Kuladharma sanatana.
Kuladharma sanatana.
Dharme naste kulam krishnam.
Dharme nashte kulam krishnam.
Adharmo abhibhavyat yuta.
Adharmo abhibhavatayuta.
Abhibhavat yuta.
Abhibhavatayuta.
With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family traditions are vanquished. And thus, the rest of family becomes involved in a religion. The rest of the family becomes involved in a religion. Why? Very amazing. destruction of family, what happens? The men are killed. So naturally, when men are killed, the whole family becomes involved in religion. Men are supposed to represent the Dharmaraj. They should ensure the Dharma is maintained. And Dharma is maintained when women are protected. When women women in the family are not protected in their behavior, their culture, then naturally lot of unwanted things starts manifesting in the family. Some unwanted things will manifest. Women can make the dharma established, culture established strongly. But same women, when not protected, can be also become the source of creating very bad culture. That is what here is. And he elaborates on this in the further verses. Okay, we'll see that. We'll go to that. Not here, I think. Yeah, this verse will go. You see the chart here? The destruction of dynasty. That will lead to family tradition manifest. Now, when men are killed, so dynasties, because there is no further dynasty, no? वंश आगे बढ़ाना है, आगे बढ़ाने के लिए तो वंशधर होना चाहिए ना. अभी सबको उधर ही कुरुक्षेत्र में मारने के बाद कौन रहेगा? कोई नहीं रहेगा. So family traditions get vanished, and the family gets involved in a religion. See, in the Varnashrama system, this is the concept. Elders of the members of the family, they are responsible for purifying process in the family from birth to death. They ensure that the men or elderly people, they ensure that in the family all the samskaras are taken place. When all samskaras happen, then what happens? Naturally, the culture is there from the childhood. And when elder people are not there, they are killed. The family samskaras don't happen. So naturally, women become polluted. When men are not there, that women may get exploited because of their vulnerability. And when they are exploited, naturally, the children who come out will not have that culture because they don't have anyone to see and learn. They only see their mother sitting with a mobile. Or they may see their daddies changing every year and 2 years. I was surprised. One boy came to me. He was one youth boy from Calcutta only. He came to me, asked. I was asking. We were discussing something. He asked, "Okay, what is your mother and father's doing?" And I mentioned they are like. Okay, your father is which number, and your mother is which number? Is asking. I didn't understand what is the number at that time. Later I realized, the boy mentioned, my father is the third number, the third father. So like that, it's a very unfortunate. We see that the family traditions are lost, culture is lost, women are polluted, and the children who come, they become uncultured. When uncultured children come, what happens is, they don't follow any religious principles. And therefore, the religion is declined. They don't do it like Shivani Mataji mentioned. They don't do any Pindadan. Nothing they will do. So in this way, we see the destruction of family. This is what you call Arjuna is giving very amazing analysis of family. We'll see one more slide which will make it more clear to you. Okay, this will help you to understand. Okay, we read. Okay, yeah. These are the 16 samskaras which are performed in a family. From Garbhadan, from the conception, from the time the baby enters or the life soul enters into the semen, uh, uh, or you can say enter into the womb of a mother, the semen of father. From Garbhadan, there are many Pumsavan Samskara and Shimantanayana Samskara. And Jata Karma is the time when delivery happens. So the child comes out of the womb of mother. And then Namakaran, given name. And Nishkramana, the child is taken first time out of the house to a temple. And then after 6 months, there's Annaprasana. And then Chudakarana, his hair gets shaved off. And there is a Karnavedi, the ears are pierced and the earring is kept. This controls the lust. When the child is pierced with the earring, his lusty desires are controlled, tamed from childhood. And that will help him to focus on studies nicely. And then the Vidyaramba study starts. And then in the Vidyaramba, a particular section comes where they follow regulations in life, Upanayana, 3 times Sandhya, taking bath, and doing some puja to the deities like that. And then Pariharshatan, where you can say graduation. It's like, a degree. Every one Shastra complete, then he gets a degree. It's like, what do you call, convocations, like a convocation type. And then for boys, it's like first shave. They have their beard and face shaving. And for ladies, for girls, it's the first time they become what do you call puberty, menses. These also celebrated as a glorious because they are reaching an age of maturity, and whole family knows it, and family respects it. In my family, I've seen all my sisters getting this particular Ritu Shuddhi. It's called as Ritu Shuddhi. They do it very nicely. They decorate the girl. They make her eat a lot of sweets. And the elderly ladies come and bless her. And for men, when they get the first shave, the fathers come, they bless. They tell him how to shave and all these things. So like that, there is a samskaras which happen from birth to death. Okay, from birth to death. And Anteshti, after Vivaha, marriage, the last samskara which remains is Anteshti, which happens at the time of death. So these could be ensured only by when there are elderly people. Now, elderly people are sitting on the war field and they are killed. That's what Arjuna is giving reason. All of them are killed. Then who will ensure the samskaras will happen in? There are no men to protect. Naturally, women becomes exploited. So Arjuna is giving reasons at both material level and spiritual level. That is very interesting. At a spiritual paro dharma level, he is telling that the dharma, all these dharmas have to be maintained so that we please the Vishnu. The purpose of Varnashram is to please Hari. Some say there Hari Toshanam. Yes, to please Hari, we need to maintain dharmas. But what type of dharma they were doing, that in the dharma they were killing everyone, and later on adharma will increase. So Arjuna, see what is giving reason, the destruction of family dynasty. So मतलब क्या इंटेलिजेंस है उनका, क्या सोच है, उनकी सोच जो 2-3 श्लोका में जो सोच को आप पूरा एक प्रेजेंटेशन दे सकते हैं. And then he continues further in 40 number verse. Here 6 more verses we'll take them. Yeah, I will only recite, I think, because of timeless. Okay. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna pradyushyanti kulastriya trishu dushtashu vasneya jayate varna shankara. That what is one importance of good population. When women are polluted, how women are polluted? When men are killed in the war field, naturally women become widows. uh, Most of the men. And what happens? There will be some unscrupulous men who want to take advantage of that widows. Because women are by nature very soft, they easily keep faith on people. They may become corrupted by such men. And what happens is, what comes out, the result of it is the woman, because their yonis got corrupted, men, the children who come out will not be of a good population. In America, the government's maximum tax collected fund is used in maintaining the independent women who are polluted by so many men and they have many children. Uh, Funding for their children care is given by government because they want to be independent. Because by being independent, what is happening is they don't have anyone's care nor anyone's love. And actually, when they look for love and care, they get corrupted, polluted by certain unscrupulous men. And men, after enjoying them, they leave away. And that women remain pregnant with children. And they, because of motherly affection, they can't kill children. They keep with them. And who will maintain? Government will maintain. So such aspects happen. And what is the power of having a pure yoni? If mother womb is very pure, what type of results you get? You get people like Shivaji Maharaj. You get people who are very, very saintly kings. And their mothers, what type of training they have given, what type of culture they have given to children. So women can actually bring out a very powerful heroes, provided she is protected by the same dharma. Therefore, it's very important responsibility of the kings to establish dharma. Therefore, Arjuna is giving reason. Are you just killing them? Then what happens? The widows, and then they will not be protected. Dharma will destroy. So from 39 to 43 verse, he gives this 6 reasons. Okay, women polluted. When irreligion is prominent, the women in the family become polluted. When elders are killed, naturally the religion becomes reduced, and women becomes polluted. Polluted means they're corrupted. They get corrupted. In this way, it goes on. So if the women are not protected, it leads to adultery and Varna Shankara. And Varna Shankara means unwanted population happens. Therefore, in Shastras, a lot of emphasis is given on the protection of women. Ramayana happened for the protection of Mother Sita. And Mahabharata happened for the protection of the respect of Draupadi. So great wars have happened for the sake of a woman. For the protection of a woman only it happened. So therefore, later, even the Arjuna is saying, the family will be destroyed by killing them. Actually, the later, after the Kurukshetra war, Yudhishthira also had the same doubt. Arjuna's Vishada Yoga continued after Kurukshetra war with Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira Vishada Yoga ho gaya. Yudhishthira felt, mere liye pura itna kuch massacre happened. 40 crore people were killed. 40 crore soldiers were killed in the Kurukshetra war. That time, Bhishma Dev says, no, Yudhishthira, for the sake of dharma, for protecting women, children, brahmanas, old people, scriptures, very essential to do this. What happened is justified. Bhishma says what happened is justified. Shankaro narakayeva kulajnanam kulasyacha patanti pitaro hi esham lupta pindodaka kriya. So when unwanted, doshe rete kulajnanam varna shankara karakai usadhyante jati dharma kula dharmascha shashvata. unwanted population. Pindadana, no? So what happens? Unwanted progeny, and these progeny, these children, they create such a havoc in the family. They don't follow any rules and regulations. They don't do any pindadan. They think अरे पिंडदान क्या कर रहे, टाइम पास है, बस बर्बाद, ये सब क्या होता है, कुछ होता नहीं ये सब. They don't do anything. And because of them, the Pitrus, they really suffer in the Pitraloka above. And when they are suffering, naturally the children, the down people, will they get blessings? No. They'll only get curses. If Pitrus are not happy, they'll curse. They won't curse. The other Pitrus who are there with them, accompanying them in the Pitraloka, they say, अरे इनको इतना तकलीफ हो रहा है, कारण कौन है? उनकी बेटा कुछ करते नहीं, पृथ्वी में रहते हैं, कुछ करते नहीं, खा पी के मौज करते हैं, कुछ धर्म फॉलो नहीं करते, कुछ भी नहीं करते, वो डिवोटी भी नहीं बना. So naturally they curse him, because parents or Pitrus, they don't curse their own children. The other people who are there with them, they curse. So this is what the principle of Pindadan is explained here. So in this way, Arjuna is giving Utsanna Kula Dharmanam Manushyanam Janadana Narake Niyatam Yaso Bhavati Nushrama. Oh Krishna, maintainer of people, I have heard by dispensation, those whose family traditions are destroyed, they dwell always in the hell. Because they are destroyed, they don't follow anything, they are taken by Yamaraj. Yamadutas will come and take them to Yamaloka. And Yamaloka, the Yamaraj will give the Dharmaraj. Yamaraj is Dharmaraj, he knows all Dharma. You see, this fellow has not done any Dharma. So he will be kept in hellish planets to suffer. So this is, Arjuna is not saying based on his experience. Arjuna is saying what? Utsana Kula Dharmana Manushana Bhavati Anushushamaha. Anushushama, matlab I heard from the great scholars, great devotees like this. So Arjuna is very intelligent. Arjuna is not, he became moody and started speaking anything. He was giving facts, figures from what he heard from Shastras and devotees. So very important. And what happens because of that? The community projects and family welfare activities stop. And all our religion, nobody follows culture. Then naturally the community projects which are there in the society, they all will destroy, and family welfare activities. Like for example, what a community project for Brahmanas is establishing Gurukuls, having schools are raised properly. What a community projects for Vaishyas? Vaishyas means having nice Goshalas, nice agriculture is happening. And nice trading is happening, trading business is happening properly. That type of projects are made. What is a community project for Shudras? There are a lot of arts, cultures, everything is established. Those things are happening. So for everyone, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, there are many projects are there. And all will be destroyed. All welfare activities for people that get destroyed. Because there is nobody. So therefore, he says these all these verses. Ho bhata mahat papam kartum vyavasthita bhayam yad rajya shuka lobhena hamtun swajana mudyataha. Arjuna thinking, then to enjoy royal happiness, we are ready to kill even our own people. Therefore, he decides not to fight. Arjuna decides better die unarmed in the battlefield. इतना कुछ कारण वो इतना ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं ना, इतना कुछ होगा करके, बेटर ये सब ऑब्जर्व करने के लिए क्यों है, इससे अच्छा मर जाते. That's what he says. यदि माम अप्रतीकारम अशस्त्रम शस्त्रपाणय, better be not with any weapon. धातराष्ट्रारणे हन्युः तन्मे क्षेमतरम भवेत्. I see only good is that we get killed. Arjuna is saying, we get killed. So then 44 to 46, these three verses, again Arjuna gives the simple reaction. what do you call, Arjuna's fear of sinful reaction. So killing relatives, you know, desire to enjoy the royal happiness. This is very, very sinful activity. Therefore, Arjuna fears sinful activity. Better to die on the battlefield. This is unarmed. So this is because of his soft heartedness. Being a devotee, he is feeling like this. And then in 40, Sanjay Vacha, Evam Putva Arjuna Sanke Tadopastapa Vishad Visijya Sasaram Chapa Shoka Samigna Manasa. Arjuna put aside his bow. That means he kept his decision of fighting aside. He lost his willpower. So outer perplexity creates inner ambiguity. A very important point. Outer perplexity creates inner ambiguity and steals away our determination and enthusiasm to follow Lord's order. The perplexity, what happened with Arjuna, is created by himself only, because the way he's seeing the things. He saw compassion, material compassion. He saw his own enjoyment. He saw sinful reactions, his own definition of sinful reactions. He saw his own way of definition of family destruction, cultural destruction. Is all he defined, or whatever he had from that. This outer perplexity created ambiguity within, and he lost enthusiasm to follow Lord's order on the Dharma Yuddha. So the inner struggle which Arjuna went through, even outer enemy could not have done that much to Arjuna. So Arjuna became overwhelmed. He kept his bow aside and sat down in the chariot. Can you imagine? वो खड़ा होके देख रहे थे सबको, फिर बैठ गया, होगा नहीं मेरे से. So Arjuna is so intelligent that he is looking into all level details. But the problem is, all these arguments are below the dharma of the soul, which is above all other arguments. Lord Krishna will explain the Bhagavad Gita. He has spoken from various angles, Adha Shastra, Nyaya Shastra, Dharma Shastra. But the Dharma Shastra of the Sanatana, the eternal constitutional position of a Jiva as a servant of Krishna, that he neglected. Because of which he got into so much confusion, and he started feeling whether to fight or not to fight. करना है, नहीं करना है. इस चक्कर में पड़ के he became indecisive. He is unable to decide anything, whether he should fight or not fight. That is the fifth reason. That is the fifth reason it happens, which is not reflected in this verse. It will reflect in the second chapter. So next time, from second chapter, first verse to seventh verse or eighth verse, we can prepare and come. There we will discuss. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande.
Prabhuji, some questions.